So I shared my screen. Okay, so schema builder is just like we can present it like, see, we are in the stage of just saying how it is. The same thing that we have to get in schema builder. For example, I can show you that I can how do I get it in schema builder. So today majority would be talking about a relationship. So the design which we chosen, right? So it's already the majority are present in itself in Salesforce, like insurance and then the banking stuff. Yes, of course we're gonna modify a few things like a types of an account and then banking and insurance, something that we're gonna do it. But if you see payment info, transaction payment, if I see already we have got it into the standard object called as card information, payment information. We saw that. We'll try to reuse those stuff again because I can do this payment info and transaction payment here right away. So let's see that even the products, whatever I'm doing, can the transaction I can include there. So we'll see that. So then there might be a slight changes in this payments related functions what we're trying to do here. Um, Let me open the, in case if I want to show a schema builder, how do I do it? Just click on the schema builder, going to your setup object manager, and it has huge one. I mean, this is like it shows a complete org schema structure to you. So it will be like so for us it will be like, oh my god, so many big, so such a big. If you look at here, so you need to keep moving around. If I just minimize also, still it's look like a neural network. So what shall I do is so we have to select all and then clear all. So yes, we may require an account object. This is an account object. This is an account object. Which is next is required? Card payment method. So some of these guys there. Getting onto the top. Because as an account holder, I can be connected with the card payment. What is next? An account can have a contact. What is next? We are also talking about opportunity and their opportunity associated products. So in that case, account would be at the top. Opportunity comes down, and these are the child of opportunity products. Card payment is separately we deal. Contacts are account information contacts. Hmm. We can also do this. Wait once again. So account is at the top. For an account, I can have a contact. Because everything is related to account and the contact opportunity are the childs. So opportunity is the child of the, so which is next. Mm, so we need also the code we need to enable, only then it will appear here. Mm, what else? So many things are there in the related of payment. Look at this has become a junction here. Um, Card payment method and the payment transaction what we're doing here. This is becoming like a junction. You can see these operations when I say the single one goes and then there's a three indicates mark. I know it is a lookup relationship which is like in the blue color. If you see here, there's a purple color also goes where earlier we call them as a master data relationship. Um, so I'll come to the point where it is. But if it is generally a blue color line, if it indicates, it is, says that it is a lookup relationship. So what? Uh-huh. Yeah. So here the blue it is lookup and the purple it is master data relationship. And somewhere if you see this arrow, no, a red color line that it says it's a required field. So likewise, any record you create without the account owner created by, last modified by, and the name of the account is not, you cannot create a record at all. Of course, this account owner created by last modified would be default filled for a record without you to do something. But account name is the one which you're going to enter some name of the account. Ideally created by last modified by an account owner automatically sales just pre-fills for you. But ideally for this table, these are the four fields very important to insert a record. For us in the UI, only name would be giving it. Other rest of things are pre-filled by Salesforce for us. And like that, for every research records, we have a required fields. Without that, nothing works out. Really. So let's match with the schema here now. Um, so customers opportunity products. So customer opportunity products only we have been seen here now. Account can have a type of either a supplier or it can have a customers. So both will be forming here. And what individual account can hold an opportunity and can also have the contacts. So each opportunity can have their respective products. So let's say for example, if I say um, if I say the customer is like looking for a banking product, firstly we have to choose them an opportunity. Why we have to create an opportunity is directly I cannot assign a user to a product. For this account, I cannot directly put a product. See, sometimes it will be B2B and B2C scenario. Even in the B2C scenario also, consumer is like he is looking for a quote which he wanted to get it. See, if I'm being a company like Microsoft or maybe a Cisco or whatever, so I would have my own company and company vehicles could have. What is that I'm saying about? Yes, of course, being a customer here, I can have my own vehicles. Own vehicles in the sense for the company, they have registered a vehicle. What I'm saying, trying to say is, even a company can hold the vehicles, or even a individual person also can hold the vehicles. What I'm trying to say is, you being a company, you ask for a quote for 50 vehicles, how much I want to charge. This is I'm buying for my employees day-to-day travel. So where you ask a quotation for your company. So that's how you reach to a supplier or we say dealer in terms. Otherwise, we say as dealers. Account is basically dealer. Thing. In other case, if I wanted to go individually, go ask my bike and whatever the code for it, then also I become a customer for them. So that is what it is, a person account or a business account. Person account when I talk about it is like you individually yourself, your owner, and then you're asking for give me a bike and give me the quotation. That time also you become an account. Ideally it will be a person account and I say it is account and contacts would be the same by the time. They would be merged and that is a different concept altogether when it says about the person account. So there's no separate account and contact. You can see the person account itself will act as a contact plus account. So those are the guys who are in individual guys who themselves begin like layman. Anyone, I'm just going and asking for a a bike price. So they are giving me the quotation for it. So before they giving quotation, um, basically what we say is you are interested in the product, right? So what to do is we create an opportunity for you. That means you may buy or may not buy. That's the second thing. But you have come for the store to ask the price. So I am just listing out. This is the bike one some ABC, and okay, let me say which products are you looking for. Specifically that particular products we're gonna add it there. So opportunity could be buying an Yamaha bike. Okay, and under that, which product I have to choose is Yamaha some RX 150. So that is a specific product that we are gonna deal with the Yamaha. So that is your opportunity and the products. So now, if everything went well, and no, we are agreeing to generate a code, and then we're sending a code to the customer if he likes for it. So then he would buy the product, right? So what we say is code is accepted by the customer and code presented and accepted. So he's liking to buy. So opportunity will be one. When the opportunity is closed one, what we say is you have bought a product. So for that outlet, whatever the product that you purchased would be revenue for that particular month or a quarter for them. All this will be tied up to an account. So now, in such case, payments and card payments and methods all would be tied independent, to respective products which you are trying to buy at a customer level. Even you are buying 50 vehicles, of course, that particular customer only will pay the payment. Even one product you buy as an independent also, you will be the one who paying the payment. Of course, this cumulative of informations, like which product, how much, all this will roll up to account, how much you have to pay. From account, you have to pay the amount. It's not directly from the product you will pay it. Always everything is tied up to an account. Account is responsible for paying all the payments information. So that is the one which you see here. So if I say here in the schema, um, the transaction of the whatever we do it, so it is likely that the customers always doing a payment information. You can have a reference look of which particular product you are being referencing for a payment that I've kept here. But ideally, if you see whatever you purchase, all are being rolled up to customers. So what I'm trying to say is, if you go to any shopping cart market, offline market, or you go into some family market which you're trying to buy products, of course all the products cumulative, everything has been tied up to you. You are the one who finally pay the bill, but in the bill you may have the products list categories also there, but ideally you are the one who gonna pay it. That is why the payment information you can see at the customer level. Fine. So with that way, um, account, contact, payment, opportunity, and opportunity product, that all we have seen. Code is something that we enable the code, we will get it. And otherwise, so claims is the one we have. Let's come back and see here. There's a refund line premium. Hmm. So claim, we don't have an object. So we have to create a custom object called as claims, where we do claim for respective products. And of course, um, any insurance, if you see, why do they do a claim? Because they have bought a product, and of course they are paying an installment on EMI or annual premium. So of course I have to, something goes wrong, so I have to go claim for the respective opportunity, right? For example, something went wrong, I have to go claim for it. And for which particular claim I'm doing for this current month, current year, how many times I can claim for in a year? What is my cap which is available? So all those would come in the claims, and it's just the claims records we get registered, and then we have to wait for it. So claims is the one which is like we have to create additional one here. So those are the custom object which I created. The payment info may not be useful because already a couple of payment objects we can see. Claims is the one I cannot see here. We can create the claims here. It is it. Any questions, guys? And let's discuss about the relationship what we're talking now. And so since already few things are existing, we will directly talk about in a theoretic way what lookup and master drill is talking about in the same screen. Few things I have to discuss. What is lookup relationship and what is master drill relationship? So these are the two things that we have to understand. What is lookup? If you see, they are first point is they are loosely coupled. What is the meaning of this? If you see, they are loosely coupled, and you can say tightly coupled. What I mean by loosely and tightly coupled, I'll tell you. The second point is I can say if you let's see, cascade delete may not happen. Cascade delete works. Okay, now let me put this point as what is there loosely coupled. So loosely coupled, when I say, so let's say you have a parent record, parent object, and you have a child object. So both, no, this both points to same point only. So you have a parent object and you have a child object, and you have a relationship called as lookup relationship you have created. Always, whichever the object you go, from there you try to create an object relationship. So they become child and another one become parent. So very closely you guys watch. I say this is a parent object and I say this is a child object. Getting? So now parent and child records. If you see, if I try to delete a parent, your child is not deleted. So then you are having loosely coupled relationship, which is called as lookup relationship. Because I can repeat you. If you delete a parent, your child records are not getting deleted. What is a parent record? If I say, for example, another statement. Um, let's say class session is a one, which is like parent object is going on, and let's say we are all the persons who are the child record, or let's say student. Now what happened? At some day, the particular class session which is going on, it will be closed, and then maybe I don't know whether they will not delete such record. If the classroom session something is got deleted, even though it is for some reason they are got terminated, so they delete the record. But who are the students of that particular college or whatever, they will not be deleted. This is idle statement where say we say lookup relationship, where I delete a parent record, even the child record is not getting deleted here. A scenario where I'm saying here. And I say such a relationship called as loosely coupled, and they don't have any restriction. Since I am having a parent and the child are dependent, and then why should I delete the child record? It's okay. Student let they be. They can be again part of any other classroom sessions. So not only for this, if I delete this, what else happens? So student should not be get deleted. If you delete a session, your deleting the student record is not the fair one. So that's the reason we need to have such a relationship called lookup relationship. And what is that cascade delete will not happen? So deleting a parent and associate child records are not getting deleted. So look at here, parent is like one classroom can have 50 students. So deleting a one parent record, if you delete 50 students, then it is not a good idea, right? So that is the reason we have this lookup relationship. An example. Otherwise, if you see same example, um, we call as master and we call it detail. Yes, this is one-to-many relationship always, like one parent and many child records. Always this in terms of one to many relationship. All records are always one to many. We can make them many to many. So I'll tell you what is that many to many. But always a relationship is one parent can have as many child records you can have. So deleting all the parents, deleting a parent, all the child records necessarily not to be deleted. So that is we call as loosely coupled thing. So I'm putting as one more box as here C, so that you say that it's not one to one, it's one to one. Okay. So here also it is one to one you assume. Guys, you're following up me. I don't know whether there's no voice. No, no, no. It is between objects only. We are always talking about a table to another table. College table, student table, teachers table, like that. In sales, we say it is an object. You know? So it is always between a table to a table or object to an object relationship. Fields are just a part of the a table or an object, right? What ideally we talk. Like it's a very common thing how you see no primary key relationship, foreign key relationship. It's absolutely the same way. So where yeah, so we are trying to give a link to another table via through some primary key and a foreign key relationship, right? Firstly, we say primary key is to identify the unique key in your table, and you create another table. From there, you try to reference the other XYZ table and then connect here, no? So that time that particular field becomes a foreign key relationship, right? So it is the same way, but in SQL and all you have to create a relationship, but in Salesforce we make it is very easy by a point click only you can do it. So where we say while creating a link between the two objects, we make it little flexible to you and we make little stricter to you. So that is what these two things are. So lookup makes little flexible where you may enter or you may not enter the value for a parent. See, all the child may not have a parent also here in this lookup relationship. There can be orphan records also. That means without a parent also a child record can survive. So ideally this is an example which I given. So without a parent record also the child records can survive in this case. Look at this. But in the master data it's not like that. Every record who is a parent, always a child would be there. It's a strict one. See, I can have a master record and I can leave it. It's okay, fine. But if I'm trying to create a child record, you need to choose your parent. Your parent is mandatory, where I call as master. Is getting. Let me put as mandate. Mm, mandate to choose parent or master. So only we say tightly coupled, where if I try to delete this master record, I don't care how many child records you have, all the records will be deleted. Is getting. If I delete a master record, all the associate child records also will be deleted. We don't care. So an example we see. So let's say you are putting a brief post. So of course it is an FB post, chatter post, whatever the XYZ post, LinkedIn post, any post. To all these posts, there would be a lot of comments would be going on. The comments can go maybe 1,600, how much about the number millions it could be. We don't care. And there also would be comments and likes also. 5,000 likes, 10,000 likes also. Whatever. If someone goes and then he deletes the post, what happened to the comments? The comments always somewhere doesn't lie or like somewhere doesn't lie. Along with the post, it will get deleted, right? Because he deleted the post. Under that only comments and likes are being part of it. So we don't care how many comments you've given. Let's say 10,000 comments people have given. We don't care. Actually, each and every comment is a record. So we don't care. All the records will be deleted. Basically, every post is a parental thing, and the associate child you see as comments, even the comments get deleted along with the post. So this is what we say strict relationship or a cascade delete. When I delete a parent, all the childs also is getting deleted. Actually, comments and likes, maybe likes is one of the field in the post it could be, but comments is independently a different a child table it is. Why? Because individual comments can have a message. Again, they can have a like. Again, they can have a reactions or whatever XYZ. But it is ideally a text statement which you're putting the comment there. You can upload a media also there. However, FB post is a parent, your comment section is a child record. So it has become master detail there. If you delete a post, all the child records also get deleted. And you can't put a comment. If you want to do a comment also, you need to have your master record because you cannot put a comment on somewhere else. No. So what I'm trying to say is, it is mandated to choose your parent record. Of course, I'm putting a comment itself to a post. By default, they are mandated to choose my who is my post. I cannot without a post I cannot put comments anywhere else because that is no it's actually meaningless. You cannot see such UI. You will choose a UI where always you're putting a comment to respect to a post. That means you are choosing always your master to be present there, right? So cascade delete is also you got to understand. And so here you see lookup relationship. They are loosely coupled. I don't care if my parent is getting deleted, all the child should be deleted. So we don't do that. Otherwise, if you see here, they become orphan records. Orphan records means yes, of course, if I don't have a parent, that's those all the records are called as orphan records. So no orphan you can no orphans you can see. No orphans can be found. So these two things you can understand. Of course, I can restrict. I can we can restrict. What is that? We can restrict in lookup saying that if you have child records, don't allow to delete the parent record. This I can do. But not deleting a parent, hey, child records also should be deleted. That we cannot do. We can restrict. Hey, you are deleting classroom session. Wait for a while. There are a couple of students who are been added to this classroom session. So then, how can we delete such records? So then, in that case, what we have to do is go remove all the child records and then come and delete the parent record. Make sense? Yeah, that's perfect. So other things, if you talk, using a master detail relationship, I would say independent ownership. What is that independent ownership? So now you guys will understand. And these guys are been controlled by parent. What do you mean by controlled by parent? Independent ownership. In the ownerships are controlled by parent. Whatever I have access to the post, then of course comments you can see. You guys getting? If I give access to a post, of course comments also should be visible, right? I cannot give access to only to the commons. So that is what always we say ownership. If we give to a parent record, then of course the child is also having it. Um, if you go to lookup relationship where you say parent and child, you see, of course, both are independent. Both individually they will have their own, a record will have their owner record. Like you see in the schema we have here is you see there's an account owner. Every object they will have a owner of the record. But whereas you see where the record you make as a master, another record as a child, such a child table will not have a owner field. Why? Because it is completely controlled by the parent. Owner of the child record is itself is the who the parent is owning it. Guys, getting wherever you see the table, a owner field, that means it is controlled by that particular object. Any, let's say if I give access to Raj, he's the owner of this record, he can be access to it. But whereas this account has any, uh, let's say, detailed record, a detailed table. What is detailed table? That's a child table where the child table is requested for this account. You be master. Of course, such account when Raj has access to the account, automatically the child also will be having access to it. I need not to go give separate access or not to that particular table. Once you have access to the master, your child will be having access to it. So that is what if you can see um, in the OWD, wherever we see an option. Let me show you that. Somewhere you see control by campaign. Of course, every campaign members would be there. No, control by campaign means what? Campaign is master, and this campaign member is a child. It's just like a FBA post and their comments. Getting always posts are controlled by sorry comments are controlled by post you assume. So some same thing like this. And there are a lot of things like you always hear control by parent. Wherever you see control by parent, so they are owning like a master detail type of relationship. Of course, for a contact and account, they don't show like that. See, few things are default, out of box where Salesforce is given to us. Terming what? It is like it looks like a relationship like lookup, where you need not to be entered your master detail record. Where you are now trying to create a contact, I need not to mention your account there. But if you see control by parent, who is controlling it? Account is controlling it. Guys, getting there might be a slight confusion here. Account and contact in a UI perspective of the Salesforce, it looks like they are look like a lookup relationship. What is that lookup? Why I say like lookup? Because it is not mandatory when you create a contact, you need to choose an account. But an idle statement of a master title, what it is? You can't create a child record without choosing your parent. Correct? Yes or no? So, few standard objects by default, the sales was giving such option like, of course, contacts are controlled by parent. Who is a parent? Actually, account is a parent. Orders are controlled by parent. What is order? Order is the child, and controlling parent is account. Asset is also same way. So these are the standard objects. By default, they're all controlled by parent. So if you have an access to account, you can also have an access to contacts, orders, and asset. As simple. Only at the profile level, if you have read access, you can all see an account, whatever I have an access, all the child records you can see. See the other way you see here. So wherever you see controlled by parent is basically it acts like a master detailed relationship where this particular object may be having what is it? Though they are being child of the record, they are not independent. They are being controlled by someone. So that is what I say. So why I just came here is if you have an access to account, it's just simple enough. Done. So their respective child records also will have an access. At least at the profile level, you need to have basic read and write whatever. So if you don't have that the basic level of the profile, so then it's very difficult to see the record. Okay. See, at an object level, read, write, whatever we say is in the profile, it talks about to that object you have read access or not. In OWD, we say to that object whether the data you can say read or not. There's a lot of difference between at the profile level we say read write something. To that object you can do read or write access. That is slightly different from giving inside a record you can do read or write. Ideally, I'm saying is for a configuration you're saying that I can read or write, but sharing settings will say for a record you can do a read or write. Okay, so we'll just get back to our topic. So any questions here, guys? So ideally, when you say lookup, okay, I'm choosing a parent record. I can show one of the examples of now. See, I've been to the account and I'm trying to create a contact. See, if this is such account is already been present here, this is what is an account related called? This is a master. Or ideally, I can choose the account or may not choose the account. If I give a flexible option to you, choose account or not to choose account and save the contact. See, I'm creating a contact record where my first name is or last name is very important in this field where I'm trying to create the field. And I didn't choose any account. Look at this, I didn't choose any account. So I'm saving this record. Getting? So contact has not come here because didn't choose any account as my a contact. I didn't choose any for this contact. I didn't choose any parent. So that will be an orphan record if you see. If I just go to find the contacts from this table and I see here I created a recent account. I mean the recent contacts I created, but I not associate any account. Is getting? So this become like an orphan record. So this is what like a lookup relationship ideally what will be. If you don't choose a parent, it will be like somewhere it has been present. But if you choose a parent, if you choose a parent, for this parent record, the contacts will be residing here. For example, I'll go make it now. Since this guy has become an orphan, um, so let me go to detail and choose the account. So National Credit Bank. If I choose the account, what I can expect? So contacts will come part of this account, right? So ideally, contacts a different table. If I do choose a particular record as my record, my parent, then I can expect a contact share. Look at this test contact which I created. So choosing a parent record or may not be this is what called as lookup relationship. Ideally, in real times, account and contacts, Salesforce is doing something like master data relationship at the background, like OWD, whatever you see. But in general case, if you create a custom object, this is the scenario which I'm saying, where you may choose a parent or may not choose a parent. Okay? Okay, in what case we would be having a parent? Let's say I'm doing a chatter here. I'll go to a chatter. I post hello is this is a post which I did. So under this hello guys, many people are keep commenting on it. Like hello. So this is a comment. Look at this. So this is a post and their respective or like and comments we have. Again, some other person is saying, hello, welcome. As many people can comment onto it. Now look at this. When I try to delete this post, all the respective comments also got deleted. So this is the ideology where we need to have your master and detail. So any such record when you try to create, let's say when I try to create a new record, default, the default state, your account name would be chosen here. Likewise for a master record and detailed record, when you create a detailed record, your master would be chosen here by default. You don't have an option cancel here. It is mandatory. You need to choose it. Otherwise you cannot save the child record at all. So that is the reason we say, yeah, they are tightly coupled and they are very strict in relationship. Yes, of course they are owned by or controlled by their parents. Always the cells are controlled by parents. If I always choose my parent, then there is no orphan record to be present. And if I delete a parent, all the child is getting deleted. Okay. Now let's get into another relationship where called as a junction. What is called as junction? So lookup you got to know and master detail you got to know. A junction can present in either in lookup or can be present in the master detail. Anything is fine. But most stricter relationship is on the junction side is master detail you can say. Junction can be present anywhere, no problem. But master detail is the one which is having a more clarity onto the junction side. But both the ways you can have a junction, no problem. Why I'm saying master detail is more stricter because you're having a child records associated to their parent, and we have finite things here. In lookup, we may not have finite things. Few orphan records also could be present. So it's a crazy one. So what is junction? So I think we have seen examples of junction here. So junction is basically all these are one to many relationship. Lookup relationship is all one to many relationship. Even master detail here is one to many relationship. See, for one master, I'm saying talking about as many childs. For one parent, I'm talking about as many childs. So it's all become one to many relationship only. What do you mean by that? One to many? One master record or one parent record can be related to as many child records. One classroom can have as many students can enroll to it. The same example I'm talking here. A student can enroll to a class. Of course, right? Student can enroll to class as many subjects they can enroll. And when they enroll, if the subject goes off, also the student will not go off. So basically, what I'm trying to say is there's an enroll option here. Subject enroll. Look at this. Enroll is the one which connects both of you guys. As many students can enroll to a subject, and each subject can be um, like each again the subject whatever it has been enrolled by the different class peoples. You are a student, you enroll for a subject and the class which held on so and so time you have to be following through, and it's a subject independently a subject. Let's talk the subject name here. Okay, Salesforce is a subject. This is a subject table or subject object. So this is subject object and this is enroll object and this is student object. So what I'm trying to do is a student can enroll to this respective subject because I cannot assign directly one student to one subject. There are so many people. Then I need to do so many people in the sense I need to have a junction type here. Subject have separately, student have separately. Enroll is the option is in the between, where as many people comes and enrolls to a particular subject. So that is the reason we have this junction here. So junction is present in day-to-day life. Here you can see here also it's a junction. Mm. Account has a payment. Account has a payment, and look at this card payment method. Okay, card payment method. Card payment method. Look at this. This both is acting like a junction here, isn't it? Account can have a payment, and the payment can have a card payment method. Card payment method is always one same. Let's say Visa card or debit card, whatever entered is same. Your also account is also same. But as many times you are enrolling for a payment for that particular card payment, isn't it? The- Guys, you getting this? So account is independent here, card payment is independent here. And when I talk about the payments, yes, of course, this is the guy who is trying to do a payment transaction on the respective card. So that way, what do you say? So they become a junction. Payment become a junction here. So it is a type of lookup where they do a junction here. Of course, fine. When I have all the records, then I can make it as a junction. The same thing when I wanted to make it as a junction here, so that will be more stricter. Here it can be even the junction can be loosely coupled. I may have a parent, I may have a child like that. But if you see in master detail relationship, again here also many to many can appear, but there's a slight restrictions we have. Why? Because hey, you are a master, you have a child. So look at this one more point where he's a master and he's a detail. We call this detail. This is again. He's a master, he's a detail. So what you do is, how do I choose a master basically? I always need to go to a detail object. And always I go to a detail object. What is a detail object? You think that you are child object. I need to go to this object, and from this object I need to choose my parent. I need to choose my parent. For example, I created a comment object. I need to choose post as my master. Meaning I will go to a detail object where called as a comments. Let's say this is a comment object. I will go to comment object, comments object. From this object, what I do is I go choose a new fields and relationship. Then in the new fields and relationship, I choose master data relationship there, and then from there I choose which particular object you wanted to choose as master. So then there is an object called as post. Comments and FB, whatever the post is basically. See post or FB post, whatever. Post is as a different object. From here I'm trying to choose my parent. Correct? But creating always, if you go from a child and you look at for a parent, then that particular object is a child, and whichever you're choosing or will always become a parent or a master. Guys, you getting this? Always you need to go to a child object. From there, you need to create a new field, and then you should choose either lookup or master detail. And then next question you ask is which object you want to choose as a parent or a master. Then you choose that particular object. Then how it becomes is, from a child you have chosen your parent. Hardly always the parents will have their own childs. But in ideal case in Salesforce, all you see is child is the one who is always finding their parent. Okay? If I go to a child object, from a child object only I'm finding my parent and find my master, something like that. So in this case, what I'm trying to explain is detail is chosen master. That means my common object is chosen is post. Okay, fine. Now someone else can come and again, so they can choose this guy as master and he cannot have another detail section. Let's say common object you have. Let's say there is a subcommon section. There's a subcommon section. Let's assume like that some object has been implemented and where you from this table you're trying to choose this guy as a master. It can never happen. Why? Because a detail can never become a master in any situation. You guys getting this? In a master detail stricter relationship, of course I'm a child, I've chosen my master. So this guy is zero detail and this guy is a master. We agreed with this. Now some other XYZ object cannot come and make this detail object as a master. Why? A detail can never become a master. A detail is always a detail. Because this particular record has been controlled by parent. How can this guy again controlled by someone? This makes sense? Hello. See in the lookup what happens is you have a subject, you chosen here this a subject can have a child as being part of the enroll object. And enroll object can also be it's already a child of a student. So look at this where lookup is so flexible. I don't care who are you. Your child, I can have a parent of someone. And the parent also can be child of someone. But that is not ideal case in the master detail. If I say I'm a detail, you can never be a parent of someone. Your detail means your detail, that's all. It's a slavery type. A slave again cannot own a parent like that. But in lookup it is so flexible. Anyone can be master, sorry, anyone can be parent, or your detail also can be parent, or child also can be parent to someone else. It's okay. But in master detail it's not like that. So this is very important points, guys. So don't assume you went to a comment section and you made your post as your master. Okay, fine. Again create some other object and again make your detail as an object, a parent or whatever master. So that time even the option won't be available to you guys. Why? Because a detail how can be a parent of someone else. But this guy can hold a lookup relationship by that time. Cannot hold a master to master relationship, but they can hold a lookup relationship. Lookup can be part of anyone. It's so flexible they are. You can go choose anyone as a lookup. Getting? I want to connect one table to another table. Choose a lookup. So that is flexible, free. Both are independent. You wanted to open up share the records. Okay, fine. But in case of master detail, what happens is I need to be very sure that okay, are this guy is having anyone's are this guy has been controlled by someone? First, the point that we have to check. If they're not controlled, then it's fine. Then I can make someone as a master. If this guy is already controlled by someone, so then another master detail I cannot hold it. Why? Because the detail can never be master. So in that idle statement, what they do is they find at the last level here. So they try to create a lookup relationship here. You guys getting? Maybe for this I do a master detail. Fine. For this I'll do a lookup relationship. In that case, if it is required. Why? Because detail, if it is a master controlled by someone, I don't care. But he can have a lookup relationship like this. What do you mean lookup relationship? I created a sub comments as my another object, and from the lookup relationship I can choose this detail as my parent. That's still agreed because it's not tightly coupled, it's loosely coupled. I can choose my detail or may not be choosing detail. If I delete this post, even the comments is getting deleted, but ideally may not be deleting the sub component, some comments. So we have to write some internal logic to delete the sub comments in that case. It won't happen automatically for you. Getting? Even we can achieve this by involving a lookup relationship, I'm saying. Of course, let them be here as a master data let, we don't care. But for these sections, we may involve a lookup relationship. Why? Because they are loosely coupled. Even tomorrow, if the detail go off because of the master deleted, so went off these records, these guys would be orphaned still. But still, we can delete such records. Any questions? Okay, so we have talked about the master data lookup relationship, many-to-many relationship. Okay, let's few things we can also discuss. If an object I have, again, a master can never be for himself a detail. This is not possible. He's getting this. A master can never be a detail for himself. Master cannot reference himself as a detail. He cannot choose this. Which doesn't work. Okay, let's assume this as a parent. The master cannot have himself as a detail. So this is not possible in master detail world because you cannot control the detail. Basically, this guy itself is a master. How can he control himself? So that's the reason in a master detail relationship with themselves they cannot choose another object as a relationship. But whereas in parent a lookup relationship, yes, we can have. So this is called a self lookup relationship. This is called a self lookup relationship. What is this self lookup relationship? An object is referring to himself, like account as a parent account. Correct, right? An account has another parent account. What do you mean by that? An account is referencing to himself. You're getting a post cannot reference to a same post, where a post also can be, and then the comments also cannot be a post. So basically, in master detail doesn't works out. Detail means it's absolutely detail who a slave I wanted it. How can a master himself become a slave, and then how himself he can be controlled by someone? So this doesn't exist or this doesn't works out in a master detail relationship. Getting? But whereas if you see a lookup relationship, let's assume an example of an account. An account can self reference to same account object. What do you mean by that? While I'm creating a record account, there's another option called as parent account. Account is also an account only. Okay, now you are referring a student record you have. You're referring another student, right? He is also student only. Both the records are belong to student records only. So if you reference another guy who is also student, then what it is? You are looking up to the same table, right? Is getting self relationship or lookup relationship or self lookup relationship, anything you talk, we are referencing to the same table. That's it. An account is reference to the same table. So this you can see in the schema wherever I have look at this account. So this is an account, right? Look at this account is in reference to the same table. What is that? Parent account. Basically, account is what? An account himself is another account object. So what they call this? They call it as an hierarchy. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you look up to the same table, this is how it looks like. If you see here, look at this. You are looking at the same table. That's how they are shown. Same table they have shown. Contact also I have looked up to the same contact because contact also can have a primary contact, secondary contact, or related to. If I say referral, contact as a referral is who? Another contact only. So if you think Kumar and Raj, we have two people here, and if you are referring one of your a colleague or a friend to join the session, you ideally both are candidates. You are referring another candidate. All are belong to candidate records only, no? So you are referring someone. Why I'm saying referring? While I'm creating your another friend record, I choose there's an option called as referred by. Referred by what I should give? I should choose Kumar or Raj. What is Kumar and Raj are for? So they're already candidate only. Okay? So those are the types where you see self relationship records. So this is the meaning of a self relationship. Okay, what is next? So we have hierarchical relationship. So what is hierarchical relationship if you see? This happens only in the user object. Where? What do you mean by hierarchy? So you are a record which you hold for your parent. What I'm trying to say is he is another user. Basically, my reporting manager. I am reporting to a manager. So these are the types which is defined as an hierarchy. So let's say quickly let's go to setup object manager user table. Hierarchy relationship appears only in user table. Nowhere it appears. Fields and relationship. New. Look at this. So there is no any master detail. There is no any lookup relationship. We just have only hierarchical relationship. What it happens is allows user to click a lookup icon and select another user from the pop list. Ideally, this is also like self relationship only. But what we named as is an hierarchical relationship. Why? Because you are choosing another user. You joined a company. You are reporting to a manager. Who is manager? Manager also a user. Correct, right? So you are looking up to another user. You are choosing your delegated manager. You are choosing your manager. Basically, they are also user. So if I always go to your manager, I can see all the child records who are having such report is to them. So then what type of relationship? It is hierarchical relationship. Why we say role hierarchy? Role hierarchy because on top I can have my manager. On top of my manager I can have another one. And on top of them I can have CEO. What this all says? A role wise they're showing some hierarchy. Here it shows user based hierarchy where I'm saying I am reporting to my manager. My manager reporting to another guy. It's just like a org tree structure, right? It becomes a hierarchy. So that's the reason they say it as hierarchical relationship. Where I just jump in here. If I say next, so let me say I'm saying counselor. What about a counselor? So whenever you join a company, you will have your counselors who is like tracking you, your performance feedbacks, everything. Then they give, let's say their appraisal, rating you. So what is the relationship that I can say? I can say counselor. So next. So which other profiles should I have an access? I don't care. So I'm just randomly creating these fields to know to understand the relationship fields. Where you want in the user layout and the community member layout. Both are layouts only. So I'm just saving it. Now come to a user section where in the home, let's say you join a new, no, you join the company, and then at the time I'm trying to create a relationship for you guys. Let's say rep has joined the company, so I'm filling out all the details of the rep. At the very beginning, if I know who is my counselor, I can enter my counselor details here. Look at this. So rep dev sales. Just a minute, who is this? It's a dev sales guy. Okay, I have my manager in. So now this dev is rep is reporting to a council. Let's say what is the manager name? I just mm, what is username? I forgot this. Dev sales rep, dev bank manager. Okay. So I'm gonna choose from this particular user and choose my bank manager as a um, what do you say, as my parent. Sorry, parent, as my counselor. But actually this guy is inactive, so it's not showing up the link there, I think. So what shall we do is we'll choose batch that was a system admin as my counselor. So why manager is not showing is because he's inactive. So I'm choosing batch 32 who is like admin as his counselor. So if anything performance related, anything you want to talk, so this particular rep go in and talk to batch 32 user. Why? Because he's a counselor. Getting? So this is we call it as an hierarchical relationship. So we'll come to user table and see the relationship which we create as a counselor, what relationship it shows. See counselor, it's an hierarchy, right? Though it is again you are looking to the same table called user, but still we say don't say it as a self relationship. Only in user table we say it as an hierarchy because you are constructing an hierarchy. You are reporting to him, he is reporting to someone, and someone is reporting to someone. It just all becomes like a hierarchy. Because every user record they're holding a counselor, so it just goes on like an hierarchical structure. Any questions, guys? Okay, so what shall we do is we wanted to get the claims, right? So I wanted to get the claims onto the product level and what type of claims we are doing under which product. So this we should be very clear. So that is the reason I have to figure out where I wanted to include these claims. So tomorrow I'll do you guys like saying a claims, how to enroll, and let's create a simple custom object. All I think is majority of standard objects only here, so we can't play much with the standard object. So what I do is I try to bring a custom object here. Of course, claims itself is a custom object. If I get one or more object, at least two objects if I get, then I can show you junction, I can show you master detail, I can show you lookup, all that I can play with. Is it fine? Because we saw it theoretically here so far, and creating such object and making a relationship one table to another table, only then you guys will be understanding more about it. So I just wanted to see whether the claims I need to create it at the product level or again I have to bring at the customer level. While choosing at the customer level, because I can have payments and other transaction stuff, I have to see what the standard objects are doing it. How can correlate this claim with the transactions? So this I have to see. So then I'll explain about in real time what it is doing. Okay. So this another one which is external lookup or indirect lookup, which is talks about you are having a connection with some external objects. What is an external object? It could be a third party object where an external data via through an external data source you've got it. So let me go to a trailhead and give this section. This is not much important real time status, but I just give which are the relationships so far in the Salesforce exist. All I brought it up here. Ideally, when they go to an interview, they'll ask you about master details and lookup relationship, and they may ask you many to many relationship. What is many to many? It is a junction object. Getting an example which we given here is a junction object. Which one? You can have a student subject is enrolling into another the actual subject name, or a student, or maybe A claimant is enrolling for a claim for a respective product. So anything which we can be a junction here. So this is also junction where a customer is trying to have a he's having a bank card no details, but he's trying to do a payment transaction. So the payment transaction, whatever it comes as a junction there. So a couple of things we have. So I have to search here for mm, external. So can you guys do this activity called as external data source? What is this external? Okay, objects I'll give it here. See external data source. This is what which I'm talking about. So why we have to have this? When we learn about external data source, external object service, then you will get to know about this external lookup relationship and data lookup relationship. So what it is ideally it is doing is some external objects which will be created. Let's say you wanted to connect from Salesforce to SAP system, and SAP is acting your external system. So now how do you make whichever have a object called as from SAP, whatever the data is flowing from that table to an account table, which is local table, contact table. How do you make such external object to our table, Salesforce table, a relationship? Either the data should flow from there to here, so then we say external lookup. Whether the data should flow from internet to outside, so then we say in that lookup relationship. So this is what it talks. I'm just finding the right just external data source. Hmm, this is the best case. So Google is searching better than their results. I'm given as direct external data source, but still they're not getting me. But from Google, I'm getting the right page. Look at this. Hmm. Salesforce Connect, quick start. Okay. So do you guys have the trailed account? Okay. So then I think you need to perform these actions. Then you have to come up and ask me what is that indirect lookup relationship and external lookup relationship is doing here. Getting? So you need to install a package. It's fine. So create an external data source, which I can say. So you can create a name call as this is because I have already completed, so it's not showing me what is the challenges. So prior to this, look at this. Go to setup, build, go to external data source, select new external data source, enter something order DB. I can do right away for you guys, but you try this once as an activity. Verifying how to create a lookup relationship. There's I know trailer has been given here. If you don't understand, you please ask me. But look at this. You have to give an order name as an external data source, and you have to choose the container as OData 2.0. and this is your URL. So the moment we enter this URL, so you will have a tables which is present in the Heroku. Now what we're trying to do is we are trying to connect from Salesforce to Heroku system. Heroku has their own no their own tables they have it. So I'll share the screen to you. So this is the one. So let me copy into chat. Basically, you can do a quick start colon Salesforce connect. So this is with the exercise which is getting in, and also I will copy paste in our chat to our training notes also I will add it. So we discussed about this overall today, and so what I'm doing is I've just given an idea about what is external lookup relationship, right? So keeping this in mind, you try with the external lookup and indirect lookup. How does it works? So prior to that, you need to know about what is external data source and objects. What is that external data source? You need to configure external data source via through Heroku system. So from there, a lot of external objects would come and sit into our Salesforce. When the external object is sitting into Salesforce, we're gonna connect that external object to our standard Salesforce objects. Let's say account, contact, whatever. Connecting between external to account is one relationship we have. Connecting from account to external object, we have one relationship we have. So this you guys have to figure out and let me know about it. Get it? So this is as simple. First point what they're saying is, hey, go create the external data source. They're saying it. Of course, via through setup, go do this activity, enter the URL there, you'll get to know. I'll just give high level things like go click the external data source, click on the new external data source. Where to do this? Go to home, setup, external data source, you'll get it. Currently, external objects would be zero. Why? Because we never connected to any system. What it says is use external objects to virtually represent the external data as a Salesforce objects. Maybe SAP or Heroku, anywhere the table could be. Those records, if I want to reside in Salesforce the same, I need to have on a table object I need to have. So currently what we say is this object as a external object we say. And what is the extension of this object? It is under underscore X. Unless like a custom object you see under underscore C. For external objects we say under underscore X. Okay. External objects map to a table in data source outside the Salesforce org and enable access to that data via custom tabs as such. If you want to bring that object anyway that's storing a data here, if you want to bring up or showcase, you can bring them as a tab. What? Go to external objects. If you go to custom object or a custom tabs, choose a custom object. You can choose the respective tabs whichever you wanted to link through and show in the UI. Anyways, you can do it. Each external tabs requires an external data source. Very very important. Without an external data source connection, we cannot have objects or whatever. So that is the reason it is asking the very beginning question is what is that you wanted to give? Some order DB. What is the type that we are doing it? Salesforce data 2.2 connection. What is URL have? So you can enter that URL here. So you can enter this URL. The URL gives me these many tables. Look at this. I have orders table, payments table, categories table, payment mechanism, subcategory, auditors. So these are individually all are a table in Heroku system. These many external objects would be created. Now connecting from account to category is one relationship, or category to account. If you do, that is one sort of relationship. You can go and identify and let me know. Mm. The other way, if you see, external data source would be configured. The next thing is create an indirect lookup relationship. They're saying it. How do you create an indirect lookup relationship? From accounts to this respect you want to do, how to do it. It's all 5 minutes activity if you want to do. You will get to know how you are relating one object to another object. Once you do this activity, so you would be able to complete these relationship, how understanding and all will happen. In meanwhile, what I have to do is my assignment is go get a proper uh, custom object and make such relationship and show you guys tomorrow. Either lookup or master detail, I will show you a part of a claims activity which I will do. So yeah, yeah, drive. Yeah, yeah, right. I will do it. No, I didn't add much of the notes, so just like this connector which I added. So these are the portion which we keep covering on. Okay. So every time let me copy fully and then I will paste it here. So that some points we added will also be added here. All right. So the notes is added, and you can see here is the link, a trailer link for extended resource. So this activity you have to do. And otherwise, if you wanted to connect again, okay, let's say you wanted to understand more about the details of what I've seen. Again, you can search in the Salesforce trailers. We have a data management. If you want to do some activity, why it's taking so long? Mm. These are admin stuffs which we see. Oh my god, data management. Yeah, it's called as data modeling. Yes, sorry for. So understand the custom and standard objects. We'll see here. Create a custom objects relationship. Work with schema builder. All this we have seen, but still, if you guys interested to understand few things about the data modeling, again a good point to understand. So whatever I told about, you can easily understand what is our custom object, what is our standard object they're talking, and they also would give some tips to you how to identify custom objects. And a normal case, it is just already we've seen this, and create object relationship. What are object relationship? How we say this? That one object is related to another object. What is lookup relationship? Master detail relationship? They have already told you, and some more on relationship, just like understanding the verbiage of it. You can read through this. Why? Because if you don't find that too many options, I'm getting into this learning where you can these guys would say that hey, go create some AB object and B object and link them. So like these, you can also hands-on on multiple scenarios of relationship. Even this also you can take it. They're called as data modeling because we are focusing on a project oriented. May not be relevant to 100% like you guys also would be doing an hands-on on data model stuff. So take this as a trial and then do complete it off. So for Raj, for you, if you create a developer org, the same thing you have to do a sign up activity and then say that I wanted to log in using a trailer with the developer credentials. Yes, you can do it, and directly you can jump into this area. Same developer org, whatever the credential you have, you can use this data modeling. Okay, so I put the even this link here, so that's how you will understand data modeling as well. Okay, we'll see tomorrow. and I'll get that no claims related stuff. So till now we are good with the chapter till number 6. So once I just give the high level things of tomorrow, what object, what basic relationship you're gonna have. In meanwhile, if you complete this data modeling, you would be at least understanding what relationship this guy is explaining about. Like say lookup, how do you create one object, another object. So don't mind. So you just go a random object you create, whichever they are saying it, and then give a link and then see. Happily you see that okay, I'm independently learned about how his lookup is working. Regarding a project perspective, I'll drive there, no problem there. I'll take care of it. So how it is happening at the product level, I'll to tell you guys. And they're also explaining about a schema, how to look into schema builder or a schema package where you can see that. Otherwise, we are good till sixth chapter. So the moment I just finalize onto the relationship and create an object and structure, finally what I'll do is I'll run through a project 7, 8, 9 would take another 2 days. So we'll be very busy on to this stuff. Of course, so we'll be bringing a lot of other custom objects and objects here. Let's say you would have not seen campaign, we will be creating campaign. Products and price book, something is all quote all will be new. So all this will be touch basing with our project. So whatever the schema which is looking here, will be a little more when we expand that. We may re-erase few things and we may re-add again. So it's not the 100% final one. And finally, when we complete overall this till 9 chapter, then I think majority would be added here, restructured. That is what I'm saying. So please complete this two activity which is for today. So it is part of these objects and relationship whatever we have. So if you guys creating any other some XYZ applications for yourself, then you can create an application. Prior to that application, you need to create this all this profile you have to play with. So I think we have done with this data management objects and relationship and profiles and permission set, application tabs. So page layouts and basic things we have seen, but we didn't get into the record type level. And OWD we have seen the page UI, what is access, how what it is doing, how to give access, all we seen, not to the extent. And this is the area we others say we see require because these are the configuration steps very important for the skill set to create this project. So we are into the basic level only. All right, so no problem. So it's on track. So let's focus on tomorrow's activity and the 7, 8, 9 chapters. In meanwhile, only I'll be touching of how to create a record type and how to do it. Because while explaining this project, I would not say simply, hey, go create an account. Account by that time we will have supplier account or customer account. We'll fix that. Again for a product, again is a business for a banking product or for a what product? Just insurance product. So we'll also fix that. So by that way, this 10 chapter would be automatically covered. Yeah. I think in 2 days we should be in the 10th chapter. Let's see. Thank you all guys. Yeah. So hold on, hold on. What? It's a new for guys. No, for me it is okay, but it's my morning and Thursday it is your evening. Maybe on Saturday 1 hour we can take in the new year if you wish. But ideally we have to touch at least 7 or 8 chapters. So what about you, Raj and Kumar? Do you have any plans? Okay, tomorrow morning is what? It is today evening for you, right? I mean tomorrow morning. So it is. So today I'm in 31st. So for me it is morning. So my night is with the New Year celebration. Okay, for you guys, how it is? So you are on 30th now? 30th evening? Hmm. So 31st evening would be tomorrow, right, for you guys? Okay, then we'll hold on. So you guys tell me. So it depends on you guys. No problem for me. Yeah, sorry, Kumar. So you have family there. Enjoyment. No, basically, Raj and I think we need to know your schedule, man. Yeah, tomorrow. So my evening I can take, but I don't know whether how you guys are flexible. But today only. It is for me today only. If I say today evening, so ideally like, I can take six to sorry 7 to 8. 7 to 8. What will be my timings? My 7 to 8. Okay, let me stop this recording. It's going on.